Is it worse than when we increase it here? Or same?
Better.
Oh, it's better.
I love it grows with the memories like a symphony.
Was it front springs? Front or rear spring?
We got history, yeah. And when you're alone, do you say my name or you say her name? Yeah. I love it grows with the memories like a symphony. You and I, we got
4
history,
front and 2 back.
Yeah.
Spring? Spring, right?
Yeah.
Wherever love goes, there is also tragedy.
Try dropping 4 to 3 and get it down to the front.
Wherever love goes, there is also misery. It's no mystery. And you and I, we got history, yeah. Wherever love flows, there is also tragedy when we're in too deep. And you and I, we got history, yeah. Go look in the mirror, say, hey, I'm sorry for all the pain. I'm sorry.
Better.
Anything more might just make it too unstable. You might play around with the brake bias. Polo.
My love, it grows with the memories like a symphony. And you and I, we got history, yeah. When you're alone, do you say my name or you say her name? Yeah. My love, it grows with the memories like a symphony. And you and I, we got history. Yeah. Wherever love flows, there is also tragedy. When we're in too deep, you and I, we got history. Yeah.
Like test 1, 2. Microphone test 1, 2.
Wherever love goes, there is also misery. It's no mystery. And you and I, we got history. Yeah. Wherever love flows, there is also tragedy. When we're in too deep. And you and I, we got history. Yeah. Go look in the mirror, say, hey, I'm sorry for all the pain. I'm sorry for all the pain. Go look in the mirror, say, hey, I'm sorry for all the pain. I'm sorry for all the pain. Go look in the mirror, say, hey, I'm sorry for all the pain. I'm sorry for all the pain.
Do you own a business? Having quality branding supplies separates you from your competitors. At Proper Prints, we provide an extensive range of services suitable for all industries and budgets. Let your customers have a good impression of your business with prints that look absolutely proper.
Motorsport doesn't start in a race car. It starts right here in Carton. Carton is the true grassroots of motorsport. It's where drivers learn control, discipline, and real racecraft. At Mango Motorsport, we're proud to be official dealers of the Barellard car chassis and Briggs & Stratton engines, two of the most respected names in the karting industry. If you're now starting out and you're serious about getting your racing career going, this is where it all begins. Karting is where talent is discovered, skills are nurtured, and champions are born.
A business, having quality branding supplies separates you from your competitors. At Proper Prints, we provide an extensive range of services suitable for all industries and budgets. Let your customers have a good impression of your business with prints that look absolutely proper.
Motorsport doesn't start in a race car. It starts right here in Carton. Carton is the true grassroots of motorsport. It's where drivers learn control, discipline, and real racecraft. At Mango Motorsport, we're proud to be the official dealers of the Barrel Car Chassis and Briggs & Stratton engines, two of the most respected names in the karting industry. If you're now starting out and you're serious about getting your racing career going, this is where it all begins. Karting is where talent is discovered, skills are nurtured, and champions are born.
Folks, good evening and welcome out to the 6th round of our Caribbean GT3 Championship. We're just about to get this one going here at Misano World Circuit here in Italy. We got free practice session running right now, and from this we'll head straight into qualifying. Just want to say a major shout out there to our partners for coming on board with us once more. And they are, of course, Proper Prince, Mango Motorsport, TSW Sims, Subby Sandwiches, Reboot Labs, Darthan Investments, and the Guyana Esports Federation. Alright, so let's get this show on the road, shall we? There goes the checkered flag. And we've got just a few drivers here closing out their final practice sessions as they come across the line there. Tavar Clark, followed by Christian Rajnaut, and then we have Ziad Razak. Dominic Charles turning some laps here as well as he sets the fastest time there in sectors 2. Got two other guys coming across the line here now. This is going to be Shivani Melville, that was, and I think it was Bidesh Dwarka. If it's the first time you're joining us this evening, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. And be sure to share the video too with people who you think might be interested. There it goes, the end of practice session there. And soon we will get into live qualifying session. Unfortunately, no Jaden Harrison tonight. No, sorry about that. As it is though, Jaden did change his car again, and got a rule here that states if you do that, you're gonna lose all the points gained with the previous car. So he's kind of at the bottom of the table, but I'm not quite sure why he's not here tonight. It is the 6th round. We've got 2 more to go after this one. Not a lot left on the line there for Jaden Harrison, using all his points there after changing his car once again. We are ready to go racing this evening. Alright guys, just don't forget that you gotta test your pit entry and where the pit entry line is here in this qualifying session. Make sure you get that down. Also, it's going to be green light now. Go now, because that red light does not matter to us. You won't get a penalty, so qualifying is live. Also, don't forget, it's a rolling start. Right, so the first person we saw come out there, I think it was Mitesh Ramdani. So we're going to go ahead and follow Mitesh around the track now as he does get prepared for his qualifying session. And we'll take a ride on board as well. We'll take you with a lap around the Misano World Circuit. That is going to be 1:34.777 there from Mitesh Ramdani. He sets the time there, but I do believe Dominic Charles might be a bit faster here. Currently in the same car as Mitesh. And now he's got Mitesh in front of him here. I think Mitesh is also on a flying lap, but he is going to be held back a bit there. So it's going to be a 1:35.921 from... Oh, he's going to have to fight Mitesh for track space here right now. Mitesh does step aside. Dominic is allowed. And currently Raymond Seabrand is sitting on the front row alongside Mitesh Ramdani with a 1:35.537 here in his McLaren. Just let me know how you guys are receiving me out there. I need to turn the volume up. We'll stay with Raymond here for a bit as he's got personal best here in sectors 1, but he's going to lose out a bit there. Some 3/100ths of a second there in a sector 2, so he could still be on for a really good lap. as he makes his way down the back straight right now. Ultimate corner now, and he makes his way around. It is clean. He comes across the line. It is going to be a 1:35.952. Does not improve. Where is Dominic Charles though on this lap? He's now beginning a fresh one here, and he's already down here through sectors 1. He's probably trying to get that car in the right space right now as Giovanni Melville, Tavar Clark is going to put to Giovanni Melville back there. Christian Rajnath comes across the line now with a 35.98 in that one. So currently Dominic Charles is going to see a purple middle sector here, but he was already down, I think, about 4 seconds through sector 1. I don't believe he's on a flying lap at the moment. We can see Jaden Harrison does enter the server right now. He's currently sitting in pit lane. Well, let's see what Dominic Charles does here as he comes around the final couple of turns here. Check the WhatsApp for the pinned message of the track. Download and install that one. Make sure you delete this old one first. We got 7 minutes left. So Dominic comes across the line there. I did not see whether he went fast. I don't believe he did. But now he's seen a personal best through sectors 1 here. Where's Christian Rajnath? He's seemingly very good right now. Comes out the penultimate turn there. 2 greens. Does not improve there. Does Christian Rajnath? He does improve on his time, but not out of that 4th position. Tavar Clark makes his way around now. Giovanni Melville is seeing personal best here through sectors 1 and 2. Mitesh Ramnani now goes faster with a 34.770 on his previous time. Across the line, and does Melville, how much faster does he go? Not quite. He improves on his time, but Dominic Charles now takes that top spot away from Mitesh Ramdani with a 34.705. Mitesh has to find some 7/10ths there to, 7/100ths of a second there. But now Dominic is going even faster with a 17.673 there through sectors 1. But he's lost a lot of time there as Mitesh now takes that back with a 34.536. The pressure is on here on the Trinidadian as the Guyanese is responding quite well. He makes his way around the back end of this circuit, does Dominic Charles. He's got a bit of traffic ahead of him. Someone staying well out of his way there. I think it was Giovanni Melville. Here he comes around the penultimate turn. Is it enough now for Dominic Charles? No, it is not. He's actually going to be a 10th faster than his previous time. And I know he just went really deep onto the curb there off that corner. I don't know if he's still got a relative time going here. What about Mitesh Ramdhani? He's improving through the first sector, but nothing for the second sector. We are in crunch time. Anything under 5 minutes is deemed the crunch time around here. Jaden Harrison out on track. He's seen a personal best here through sectors 1. He went back from the Aston Martin straight to the Ferrari, as it did prove to be a slightly more dominant car here in this championship. When he's going even faster now than everyone else. Mitesh Ramdhani though comes across the lines at 34.319 from him. He goes even faster, Mitesh. But what can Jaden do? I know these guys do not practice on the live server. They usually do it offline. They just make sure that they match the conditions of the circuit. But unfortunately, we do set the circuit to have a randomness of change with temperature and the wind, the strength of the wind and its direction. But sometimes that is even insignificant for these guys. He's going to make it across the line here, Jaden Harrison. Does he go fastest? He goes second fastest with a 34.522. There's Mitesh Ramdhani. He's not seeing anything better here. Dominic Charles back in pit lane. Needs to do a few changes. Tavar Clark, the Jamaican, the only Jamaican here in the top 5 to make it back here in competition farm. He's actually the only Jamaican on the server at the moment too. Long-standing member here at CSRO, Tavar, and he's seeing personal bests all around here in his Aston Martin. He comes across the line very soon, very shortly. Let's see what he will produce here. Tavar Clark, does he get out of the 4th position there against Dominic Charles? Oh, he runs it a little bit wider, but the time is still counting for him. Comes across the line. No, it's not going to count there for Tavar Clark. Mitesh Ramdhani is making his way. Oh, I thought he was leaving the pit lane there. Jaden Harrison seeing a purple here through the middle sector now. Here's Jaden making his way towards the penultimate turn here, the final corner of Misano World Circuit, and he's going to lose that rear end as he made it across the curbing there. He went for the brakes to initiate the turn, and unfortunately that car did not cooperate. So he's lost that time there. That would have potentially been his pole lap. He's got a minute and a half, less than a minute and a half remaining here. Mitesh Ramdhani has called it the end of qualifying for himself. Dominic Charles here is on an out lap, it seems. Let's stay with him until he crosses the line to see whether or not he is on an out lap, because I do not see the sectors. He's actually heading into pit lane. Tavar Clark not improving here. Ziad Razak has made his way into the top 5 now with a 135.255 in this Porsche. And is seeing personal best here through sectors 1. Tavar Clark does take that back though, does he? No, it's Raymond Seabaran who goes 4th fastest now in the McLaren. Great work there from the Guyanese. 134.867 now on the board for him. Sitting pretty there in the 2nd row. This is going to be a rolling start race, ladies and gentlemen. Tavar Clark not across the 1st sector yet. Ziad Razak though seeing green through the 2nd sector. He's now in a battle for that 5th position against Tavar Clark. Oh, he just dips it just a bit there on the grass, as I think that's Anton Ciatidore. Oh, he's going to take it back into pit lane there, Ziad Razak. He's lost all that time. As we do see the checkered flag now, the third row. He's still going to be on the third row. But whether it's on the inside or the outside, it doesn't matter for him. Christian Rajnat off on the grass there. Giovanni Melville back in pit lane. Jaden Harrison, did he get an opportunity here to get back on a fast lap? Not quite sure. This might be it here. Yes, he does seem like he's in a racing form, or should I say qualifying form. Behind him, I think that is Christian Rajnat, who's probably on another lap as well. Jaden Harrison, sector 2 is purple for him. He's on here now, ladies and gentlemen, to take this pole position, is he? He's down by some 3/100ths of a second to Mitesh Ramdani. That Ferrari is almost silent here, like a silent assassin, a ninja. And in carbon fiber form, it does take that position and place as a ninja. As Jaden Harrison, the second Jamaican across the line here, he goes fastest with a 1:33.770 there. Some half a second faster than Mitesh Ramdani now. He's going to take pole position there, Jaden Harrison. And congratulations to him. Christian Rajnat could not manage to go any faster there. And that will be the end of your qualifying now. Oh, where's the drone going? Alright guys, great qualifying session. Just don't forget that we have a rolling start here. So you're gonna make sure you put enough fuel in your tank for that one lap around here. And then yeah, just look out for the beep, and the green is first going to beep for the red for the new persons here, and then it's going to beep for the green for you guys to go racing. Okay, and then you're supposed to also see the real penalty application starter point, safety car starter point on screen. Be sure to follow that. As you're coming around the line, you are not supposed to be over 80 kilometers per hour. Good luck, have fun. Alright, so that is qualifying over, ladies and gentlemen. What a run that was. Jaden Harrison coming in a bit late than the rest of the guys and managing to just pull that off there from them. Well done to the Jamaican. Let's just remind you now that this championship is brought to you by Proper Prince, Mango Motorsports, TSW Sims, Subby Sandwiches, Reboot Labs, Darton Investments, and the Guyana Esports Federation. Just about ready here to go qualifying. We can, go racing, that is, for 1 hour with a mandatory pit stop now. With a mandatory pit stop here, these guys have to fulfill. And yeah, we're gonna get them off the line in just a bit there. At this point here, the guys would be making sure that they have their race set up in order and applied to their cars. And yes, that is correct. We do have to go through some very meticulous setup procedures for these cars to get them fast at the different circuits that we go to. It's fully open for your suspension, even down to your dampers you can adjust here. Of course, your fuel load or the difference in the qualifying sessions, where you might just put in something like around 5 laps for instance, and then of course you've got probably half hour to 40 minutes of fuel for the first stint here, and then you want to make sure that you have your pit set up correctly. And here we go. They should be heading off the line now. You guys can go ahead now. As they're gonna make their way around the circuit. Just to bring you up to speed here within this championship, Dominic Charles, the Trinidadian, leads this championship with 125 points. He's basically dominated all of the previous rounds here in bringing a first. Probably not would have been there on all of the qualifying poles. I know he did sit out one qualifying session, but definitely managed to bring that car, that Ferrari, under his wings and basically manhandled it to dominant victory here in this championship. Matej Ramdani sits in the second position with 72 points. That's the Guyanese. Ziad Razak sits in third position with 42 points. Christian Rajnaut in fourth position with 39 points. Raymond Sibaran in fifth position with 34 points. Matthias Parker sits in sixth position with 30 points. Kimani Eastman, the Jamaican, with in seventh position with 28 points. Giovanni Melville in eighth position with 24 points. Robert Tab in ninth position with 20 points. Oswald Wilson raced us for a bit. He's in 10th position with 16 points. And as I said, Jaden Harrison has changed his car twice now, which has basically made him lose any points gained for the championship so far. And I can tell you right now, that is 23 points he has lost with those car changes. He did also have a bad start to this championship where he was unable to complete the first 2 rounds. Technical issues faced him at those instances. But needless to say, the Jamaican is quite quick. And it's quite unfortunate that he suffered those consequences to the earlier part of this championship. I do see him in contention for winning this championship had he not have those issues. Against Dominic Charles, for instance, it would have been really tight at the top of the field. Who knows? Maybe the
second needs to go up a little more.
Maybe Matej Ramdani would have opened up the door there. Sorry, maybe it would have been the door open for Matej Ramdani as they make their way now around the penultimate turn. They're going to see a green light anytime now, and they can get going. There it is. Raymond Sibaran with a nice little move there on the inside. Can he get it done though? It doesn't seem so. He's also got Ziad Razak behind him. They make it through turn 1 so far. Giovanni Melville right behind as well. Christian Rajnaut on the inside. Ooh, it's a little bit of sandwich going on there. A Porsche sandwich. And Ziad Razak is going to come into the rear of Dominic Charles. Dominic Charles is out of this one. So is Christian Rajnaut. Ziad Razak does get going again. Now he's got Tyreek Wilson here, a newcomer to CSR, we think, because we did have a Tyreek Wilson racing with us many years ago. Not quite sure if it's the same person, as he has not revealed himself to us. But let's see how he performs in this race. Maybe it'll tell a little bit more into his identity here. But now Ziad Razak, Tyreek Wilson, and Anton Siatidore competing right now. Raymond Sibaran has been able to elevate himself into second position. Matej Ramdani in third at the moment. And they've currently got a 3-second lead against Antoine Siatadori. Dominic Charles making some moves here against Tyreek Wilson now, as Tyreek might have had some issues there. And he's dragging along Ziad Razak with him. Midesh Dwarka, we've lost him in this one already. He's back in pit lane. Christian Rajnath has been relegated all the way back into 10th position there. Shivani Melville ahead of him. Ziad Razak keeping Dominic Charles honest right now, but he's going to run that really deep now, does Ziad Razak. Jason Harrison with an already 1 second lead against Raymond Seabaran now. Raymond following quite closely behind Raymond is Mitesh Ramdani. Mitesh looking to reclaim that position he lost there to the Guyanese, his countrymen. Just right on board with the Guyanese here as he chases down Raymond Seabaran. You of course can't overdrive your car. You've got to be able to bring these tires to the end of the stint. So don't expect any aggressive and harsh moves here. He's just trying to get the car to cooperate with him at the end of its limits here without trying to overwork the tires. Fuel, we do not see a huge difference in the fuel, where you can overdrive the car and the fuel is affected. Raymond Seabaran here seems to be under a lot of pressure now. He's lost even more time to Raymond Seabaran, Jaden Harrison. He might be stuck in his rear view mirrors, by the way, as Dominic Charles is now running down Tavar Clark for this 5th position. He's trying to make his way back up to the front runners there. He's got a lot of work now to do. Christian Rajnath against Tyreek Wilson across the line, and Giovanni Melville right behind them for good measure. On the inside is Christian Rajnath, but now it switches back to an outside line. Christian Rajnath with an awesome pass there against Tyreek Wilson, and now he's going to take Giovanni Melville, who's heavy on the brakes there. Great bit of fight here going on at the tail end of this event. He's going to lose some time there now to Christian Rajnath though. Tyreek Wilson has caught up now to Giovanni Melville. And the racing continues on. And Mitesh Ramdani further closes down that gap. Now within half a second to the Guyanese. Jaden Harrison sets the pace now. It's a 34.770 across the line. That last lap there from Raymond Seabaran. If I can get it going. Last lap there from Raymond Seabaran was a 35.951. Mitesh Ramdani's was a 35.963. Dominic Charles with a 36.542. Dominic still stuck. He's gotten past Tavar Clark. As a matter of fact, Tavar had an issue. Ziad gets past as well. But Dominic Charles now on the hunt, and it seems like Anton is already stepping aside here. He's on the inside line. Is he going to hold on to it? He's going to let Dominic by here. Heavy on the braking now. Anton being pushed wide there. He sees that Ferrari coming through. Remains on the inside here, the Trinidadian. Dominic cannot try it. He's not going to get it. Is he? He's going to stick his nose right in for that slipstream. But Anton is making those shoulders of that car as wide as possible. Dominic does not want to get in behind, and he does! They both take each other. Dominic takes out Anton now. Anton does get going though. Quick recovery from him. Now Dominic sees 7th position. Christian Rajnath quite a ways away here. Some 20 seconds. Unfortunately, there's a huge issue here for Christian Rajnath, but Dominic Charles suffering a lot here as Anton went for the brakes for that corner. He probably did not expect that, but of course running the Porsche here, I did so myself with a few practice laps, and it's not quite easy. As you can see, Anton might have a bit of damage to the rear end of the car and probably lost a bit of aero. Now Dominic has got his work cut out for him with under 50 minutes left here in this race. Raymond Seabaran has been able to catch back up now to Jaden Harrison. What is wrong with Jaden? I don't know. It might be one of those technical difficulties, or did he let them by? I'm not quite sure. He might have just done so, you know. Now Mitesh Ramdhani, who is in 2nd position in this championship, has got an opportunity here to get some quite valuable points now for this championship, with Raymond Seabaran currently holding on to this 1st position, and he was doing quite well to hold on to the 2nd position as well. Gets out the penultimate turn. Mitesh Ramdhani trying to have a look on the inside. Is a tree wide into turn 1? That does not go. Absolute, really great racing here we're seeing from the top 2. Dominic Charles has made his move against Anton, and now Raymond does run that wide. Can he be able to hold on to it? He's going to have a very poor exit there, Raymond, but he's trying to defend. He gets on the right line, and now he's got Mitesh Ramdhani in the grass. There was no door there. He made sure of it, and he made sure to put a plastered wall where a door was meant to be. Raymond Seabaran now. Mitesh Ramdhani has got Jaden Harrison to worry about, as Jaden has finally got this Ferrari back under his feet now and is heading back for the top spot. Or is it Jaden is trying to slow these guys down for Dominic Charles? That would be, I mean, they're not technically in a team. I know they do a bit of sim coaching. And Jaden Harrison and Dominic Charles do have a little bit of a relationship in terms of Dominic Charles training Jaden Harrison. But it seems as though Mitesh Ramdhani is holding his head strong here. Now he's taking the fight back to Raymond Seabaran. Zayad Razak holds that 4th position behind these 3. And he's got Tavar Clark to worry about now as well. Tavar is actually 6 seconds behind. Dominic Charles is close now, but why is Dominic not catching up? I'm not sure. Did he have a lot of damage there now on this car? Mitesh Ramdhani pressuring Raymond Seabaran once more down that back straight. Nothing given here. Great little fight though between them as they go down the back straight now. Whoa! Major lag spike there from Raymond Seabaran. Almost put him back into 2nd position. Oh, and a huge mistake there from Mitesh Ramdhani. And now Jaden Harrison is going to take that position there. Of course, Mitesh a little bit shaken from what he just witnessed there from Raymond. Now we'll ride on board with Jaden Harrison. Raymond having to defend for his life here in the McLaren. Oh, he's opened up that door there for Jaden Harrison. Is it enough for him to get by though? Jaden Harrison's going to hang it out on the outside. Raymond Seabaran rubs doors with Jaden Harrison now. He's going to run it wide there, neck and neck through this hairpin now. And now Mitesh Ramdani's going to have a look-see. Oh, Rainbow. And now he's going to run it really deep there. Jaden Harrison off the line, off the track. Mitesh Ramdani gets by once more. What an amazing set of battle here. What an amazing battle we're having up front here with the three of them. Now Zayad Razak is coming into the picture. From 6 seconds, he's already down here to 3, which means if it is a plan of Jaden Harrison's, it is working to slow these guys up here at the front. Now it's back to attack mode here for Mitesh Ramdani's on the outside, having a look in. Raymond Seabaran though, holding on for dear life and managing to hold on to this first position. Jaden Harrison so much better there on the break-in though in this Ferrari. Raymond runs it really deep now. Is this the opportunity Mitesh is looking for? Oh, he gets into the bump and he spins him around. He actually takes himself out of this one. Raymond Seabaran gets going again. Zayad Razak goes into second position. Mitesh is going to bobble there on the curbing. And once again, he's going to see Dominic Charles pass him by in an unfortunate circumstance here for the Guyanese. Jaden Harrison back in first now. And Zayad Razak is going to try and keep him honest. Meanwhile, Raymond Seabaran sits in second position, third rather, with some 4 seconds adrift to Zayad Razak. Dominic Charles, if this was the plan from Jaden Harrison, is now back into 4th position. But how much damage does Mitesh have now? Is it manageable? Can he take the fight to Dominic Charles? Because we do know Mitesh has the pace. Tavar Clark also being dragged along here in 6th position. You can see these guys. You can taste the exhaust fumes as he's trailing behind. And he's trying his best here to get into the top 5, Tavar Clark. Just got to run his race. Keep his mind clear and run the race. Meanwhile, Jaden has already turned on the pace here as he's now ahead by 1.5 seconds. And he continues to open up that gap to Zayad Razak. Raymond Seabaran is down by some 6 seconds now, and it seems as though he's got some issues there, Raymond. And now Dominic Charles is already in view. Right on board with Charles. Lots of issues there for Raymond Seabaran. He's clearly killed those tires already with that issue that he had there against Mitesh Ramdani. 40 minutes left in this motor race, sim race rather. And Dominic Charles is continuing to claw his way back to the front of the field. He's currently looking at the final podium step there, being held by Raymond Seabrand, and Raymond with a huge lag spike once more. Internet issues there for the Guyanese is holding him back from this sim race here, I believe. And now he's going to run really wide, really deep there, does Raymond Seabrand, and unfortunately he's going to lose 2 positions in that. It all went wrong for Raymond there. Coming out to the penultimate turn against Mitesh Ramdhani. Now he's got to follow Mitesh Ramdhani's Ramdhani. Chases down Dominic Charles still to try and claw his way back up to the front of the field. Meanwhile, Jaden has not looked back since he regained the lead of this race. He's now ahead by some 9 or 10 seconds or so to Zayad Razak. Zayad is now going to have a train of cars fighting for that second position. Any moment now, Dominic Charles is going to be all over the rear bumper of that Porsche. Mitesh Ramdhani is trying to close the gap now. Oh no, Mitesh Ramdhani is going to be given a drive-through penalty for cutting. Way too many there for him. And it seems like that's going to be his entire race over, because he's going to have to go through the pit lane 2 times now in this event. Zayad Razak is also going to be given a drive-through penalty for cutting. Dominic Charles gets up into second position now. Zayad seems to be out of this race. Why is it saying that he's all the way in 7th position now? He went off track. I did not even see that on the screen here. Are you sitting behind? Yes, he has. He's sitting behind Tyreek Wilson. He's still holding on here in this Porsche in 6th position. Quite unfortunate there for Mitesh Ramdhani. You can see Dominic Charles not having a grand time here in this Ferrari. Now Christian Rajnath is going to also be given a penalty there for cutting. Ride on board with Mitesh Ramdhani as he's seemingly closing the gap now to Dominic Charles. Dominic getting off the pace though, because he's definitely going to be able to hold on to this second position with Mitesh Ramdhani having that drive-through penalty. What can Mitesh do? Well, I'll tell you what he can do. He can pressure Dominic Charles into making mistakes. He can pressure Dominic Charles into spending a little bit more time off that tire tread. And that's a big no-no there from Dominic Charles. It seems as if he almost brake checked Mitesh Ramdhani heading into that one. Oh, and he's going to have a back marker here in Bidish Dwarka. He's going to step aside though, Bidish Dwarka. Dominic Charles almost coming into the rear of Bidish. Now that's what it's going to be now for Dominic Charles and Matej Ramdani. Ramdani's got to serve that drive-through penalty. Zayad has taken his drive-through penalty there. But as it is, it does not make sense. Matej fights Dominic Charles here for this position, and it doesn't seem as though Dominic is putting up a mighty defense here against Matej Ramdani. As Matej now heads into pit lane. Now Raymond Siberan is going to head back into that third position. You know what? It's going to open up for him, Raymond Siberan. And you might just say that, you know, that's just his luck there, Raymond. He takes that drive-through penalty there, Matej Ramdani. So the next go-around, he still has to pit. He's going to lose an enormous amount of time there, Matej Ramdani. Gets going again. Dominic Charles has been able to now get back on his business. So the teammates Jaden Harrison and Dominic Charles are holding on to the top two spots here in this sim race. Raymond Siberan comes in third position. Matej Ramdani still managed to hold on to that fourth position as he exits the pit lane. Tavar Clark, though, finally makes it into the top 5 now, Tavar. But it's going to be a drift by some 9 seconds to Matej Ramdani. Tyreek Wilson is going to be a drift by some 19 seconds, it seems, to Tavar Clark. Those guys were pushing it, man, for them to have their as Giovanni Melville takes it into pit lane now. It's St. Lucian here. Oh, he's gonna miss his pit box, unfortunately, there for Giovanni Melville. He's gonna lose some time now as we approach the halfway mark of this sim race. Let's see how long he takes there. In the bottom right hand corner of your screen, you can see the amount of time that he spends within the entire pit. That is from the entry of pit lane and towards the exit. And so we'll be able to gauge how long others take here. Now he gets a good set of fuel going and also a fresh set of tires now on that McLaren. He gets going against a very lengthy pit lane here as he makes his way out. Tavar Clark will get by as well. Makes it, he almost disappears there into the depths of pit lane. Giovanni Melville returns to the sim race here as he's taken his pit stop. Zayad Razak now in pit lane as well. The box time for, I don't think that box time was correct. He gets out now with 22.2 seconds there, Zayad Razak. As Dominic Charles, I think Jaden Harrison has slowed up here for his teammate Dominic Charles. He's now within a second as they go fighting in this one. Let's take a ride on board with Charles now as he chases down his protege, Jaden Harrison. That's it, we've reached the 50% mark now of this sim race. stops from both Jaden Harrison and Dominic Charles, who's now headed into pit lane here. You can see him fighting that car around this circuit here, giving indication of the fact that his tires are dead. Let's see how long he will take here in the pit stop. Raymond Seabaran as well comes into pit lane. Dominic Charles does get going again. Mitesh Ramdani will now come for his pit stop. And for Dominic Charles, it's going to be 49 seconds there from him. Raymond Seabaran his way out now. It's going to be a little bit more. It's going to be 48.7 seconds, 77 seconds for him. Where is Mitesh Ramdani going to make his way out now? .26 seconds for Mitesh. Tyreek Wilson will now be in third position on his debut here. It's another guy, and he's joining the Caribbean Sim Racing organization here to improve on his skill set and also put it on display. Raymond Seabaran is trailing Tyreek Wilson at the moment. Raymond, with that pit stop there, is still going to be able to hold on to his third position, as Tyreek Wilson does need to take his mandatory pit stop. Seems to be having issues still with his internet, Raymond Seabaran. Now Tyreek Wilson will take that car into pit lane, and he's going to be relegated back down to 6th position here, as Mitesh Ramdani does get by. Does get going now again, Tyreek Wilson. Let's see how long that pit stop would have been. 48 seconds, and not bad there as Tavar now heads into pit lane. He's actually going to be on his way out, Tavar. And with just under 24 minutes left here, oh, that's going to be his drive-through taken there for Tavar Clark. Giovanni might be able to get that 7th position off of Tavar Clark if he can be able to keep it going here. Mitesh Ramdani quite close now to Zayad Razak to take the fight back for that 4th position, as Jaden holds on to this race here still in 4th position. He's got Christian Rajnath, who's unfortunately suffering in this Porsche. He managed to try to stay out of the way there of Jaden Harrison, but Jaden says, nope, oh, I want to stay behind you. Let's generate some slipstream for me. Let me try to increase the gap here with Dominic Charles. But will he be able to? Dominic on some fresh set of tires. Will he be able to chase him down? He's adrift by some 4 seconds now to the Jamaican. And now he does make that pass there. And now he's going to let Christian come by again. What are they doing up front here, man? Christian stays well out of the way here now, as now Dominic is on his way to fight Jaden Harrison. But I think by now Christian might be like, hey, I'm not into this game that you guys want to play here. Huge mistake there though from the Guyanese, and he's gonna see Dominic enter from the inside of that corner, and job done there for the Trinidadian. Back to racing here as Mitish does get by Zayad Razak. Wonder if Zayad had some issue there that promoted that pass, because I knew he was quite, I think he was about 3 seconds away, Mitesh Ramdani, or 4 seconds from that 4th position. Zayad definitely with an issue here. He's now down by almost 6 seconds to that 4th position. Dominic getting even closer here now to the Jamaican Jaden Harrison. They've been looking, they've been waiting, they've been wanting this fight with each other. Are we able to see it now become a possibility here? Yeah, I mean, it's possible. Will it be able to become a reality here? Devani Melville just cannot catch a break here. He's been given another penalty for cutting the racetrack. It might be just subtle cuts like the way we saw Jaden Harrison cut that line right there, or right here again, at certain parts of the track. Clearly not those parts, because Jaden Harrison does not have any penalty to show that. This one I know for sure is a cut there from Dominic Charles. They have 3 warnings as Jaden goes for the fastest lap there. It's a 34.693. He's definitely communicating with Dominic Charles there. It's like, hey buddy, this is what I can do. Can you top it? Clearly showing Dominic Charles that he would have been the champion for this championship, is it? Because this time around, ladies and gentlemen, the Caribbean Sim Racing Organization has put up for grabs the title of Caribbean GT3 champion for the year 2026, and along with that, you get a proper shiny trophy. We did allude to the fact, starting off this race, at the end of qualifying rather, that Jaden Harrison unfortunately was plagued by technical issues in the first 2 rounds of this championship. He was also plagued with issues throughout the championship as well. And it clearly goes to show that had he not been in those situations, that he would have been here at the top fighting for the rights of this championship. You can see him dabbling along, and I want to know if this is going to be another purple lap here from the Jamaican. He goes across the line here, and it is, ladies and gentlemen, 34.429. The Trinidadian cannot match it. He cannot match it, Dominic Charles. Clear messages, clear as day from Jaden Harrison. Hey buddy, I'm faster than you. What are you gonna do about it? Can Dominic respond? Meanwhile, Raymond Seabaran holds on to this 3rd position. It's gonna be his best finish in this championship since it started more than 4 weeks ago. More than a month ago, rather. And he's managing to hold on. He's some 10 seconds adrift now to Mitesh Ramdani, who unfortunately had a cut track penalty and had to take a drive through the pit lane for that. So that has definitely placed him on the back foot after starting on the front row here in this event. Zayad Razak able to hold on to the 5th position here. Losing out is Tavar Clark on that 5th position. He was working really hard to get up there, Tavar. But now he too suffered a drive-through penalty. Ooh, a little bit of issues there for Zayad. Tyreek Wilson on his debut here at CSRO has been doing well to keep it in the points and well into the points, even though we've got just 9 cars here. 10th position would be the final point standing position. But he's well into the points here, Tyreek Wilson, on his first time out at CSRO. Quite commendable from the Guyanese. Tavar also suffering, as I said, that drive-through penalty here in the Aston Martin. And he's now some 15 seconds, almost 16 seconds adrift to Tyreek Wilson. Giovanni Melville is going to be able to gain some points here to St. Lucian. I think I heard earlier today, he was telling me actually, that he might be the only person from St. Lucia that does this. And that's very, very good to see that we've got the only person in St. Lucia to come on board with us. Very happy to have you, by the way, Giovanni. And I know he represents Team Identity or Team ID Racing out there in St. Lucia. Giovanni Melville in 8th position here. Needs a little bit more work, needs a little bit more polishing, but don't worry, as you race here with these guys in these different championships, in the different series, you'll be able to get your footing around these guys here. You can learn quite a bit too from them. Christian Rajnath been with us for a while. Actually been with us from since we started this. Does not like the Porsche, but the Porsche does not like him, I suppose. He's currently in 9th position at the moment. Every time Christian seems to have things going for him, something does go wrong. Something does go bad. I must say. Dominic Charles now adrift by some 2 seconds. Jaden Harrison holding on to this top spot. Relentlessly so. What would have been had Jaden Harrison lost out on the opening rounds of this championship? Might have been able to keep Dominic Charles honest. If I can remind you, Dominic is leading this championship by 125 points. Jaden Harrison has unfortunately changed his car twice now. And the rule goes, if you change your car, you're going to have to suffer some kind of penalty, and that penalty is for you to lose all of the points that you would have accumulated at that point in the championship. We're currently under 15 minutes left here in this sim event, and Jaden Harrison is comfortably in this one, I should say. Stick a ride on board with the Jamaican now. Jaden Harrison continues to lead this race, ladies and gentlemen. He's currently sitting some 6 seconds, 5.5 actually, or 5 seconds rather, against Dominic Charles. Raymond Seabaran is some 20 seconds or so adrift, but he's in 3rd position. It's going to be his best finish in this championship. Now Mitesh Ramdani's actually closed the gap to Raymond Seabaran now in the closing minutes of this race. You can see him now in frame. So with just over 6 minutes left here, Mitesh Ramdani has got an opportunity here at 3rd position. Raymond currently sits in 5th position. He's got an opportunity to pass Christian Rajnath here, who's got 39 points. Raymond with 34. Currently Christian in 8th position. Gonna definitely be able to pass him. But he's also wanting to make his way past Zayad Razak, who's jumped out of this moment in this race, who's currently sitting in 3rd position. Raymond needs all the points he can get here with that 3rd position, bringing in 15 points. He wants to definitely get that 15 points here on the board. It's going to make him get 49 points, where he'll be able to take that 3rd position away from Ziad Razak now, who's out of this one. And now he's got Mitesh Ramdani with less than 2 seconds adrift to him. Right on board now with the Guyanese. And it seems as though I don't want to look away there, but we gotta look away actually, because now Jaden Harrison is gonna lose that position to Dominic Charles. What has happened here? I think Jaden actually has slowed down for Dominic, because the last time we looked at this, they were quite 5 seconds away. I think it was Dominic Charles from Jaden Harrison. Really wish we could go split screen on this one though, because Raymond Seabaran is being attacked now by Mitesh Ramdani for this final podium spot. Mitesh having to work here assiduously to get this position back from him. Can he get it done? He's having a look on the inside. We're gonna get on board for this one. Oh, and there goes Raymond Seabaran with that internet issue still. On the inside, can Mitesh get it done? He seems to have done it. But back on the power, you can see Raymond Seabaran with the McLaren having a little bit more grit now. They go neck and neck almost through this one. Meanwhile, Jaden Harrison has retaken that lead. I'm not sure what's going on. A little bit of cat and mouse going on, but that's kind of insignificant for the fact that there are much more valuable points on the board here between these two. Running a really tight line is Raymond Siberans. Very defensive and very effective here against Mitesh Ramdani. And now at the later end of this race, we see Giovanni Melville being given another drive-through penalty here. But the defensive lines of Raymond Seabrand needs to be studied. And now because of it, Mitesh Ramdani is going to be having a drive-through penalty for cutting, and that's race over for him for that final podium spot, ladies and gentlemen. Some things are better left untouched. Some things are better left unsaid. Quite unfortunate now for Mitesh Ramdani. He's going to lose out on that third position. Raymond Seabaran, with his defensive tactics, has been able to hold on to this one. He does seem as if was getting a lot more
Blue flag, blue flag.
Well, it doesn't seem as though Mitesh Ramdani is going to be giving up here, even though with that penalty, he's still taking the fight to Raymond Seabaran. He still wants to have some fun here, and on the outside, heavy braking there from Mitesh Ramdani. Wow, how did he hold on to that racing line? On the inside, Raymond Seabaran says, well, take this one here as we've got a race winner, Jaden Harrison, coming across the line. But it's going to be these two who's going to be neck and neck down the back straight. Mitesh Ramdani has got a point to prove now against Raymond Seabaran. He makes that pass now against his countryman. On the inside, Raymond Seabaran is going to be able to run down wide. Will he be able to hold on to it though? On the inside, they collide. No, he gets set right back straight though. He gets set right back straight. Mitesh Ramdani is going to come across the line. He's got 3 laps, I think it is, for him to take the drive-through penalty. If not, he's going to be suffering a 5-second time penalty as they make it across the line there. Yes, it's a 10-second penalty, but final time is going to be added to him automatically. Alright, anywhere around here, guys, let's just meet up back with Jaden Harrison. Alright, so if I can get you guys... okay, he's gonna make his way back. Alright, good. Alright, we're gonna start off first with the new Minister of Defense there, Raymond Seabaran. Quite a lot of fights going on around here this evening, but it was Raymond Seabaran who I think should have that title, Minister of Defense. Raymond, how was that one for you?
That was a really tough one. I've been struggling to really keep my tires in play, but somehow we got it to work.
Oh yeah, most definitely. But I'm not sure. Those lines were quite tight, man, and I must commend you for the most part. You caused, I think it was 2 drivers to have cut track penalties, but good on you. Good to see you finally on the podium here in this championship. Dominic, it seems as though there's a growing chat here amongst the guys that if Jaden did not have troubles in those first 2 rounds, you'd have been in for a treat. Can't hear you. Is he there? I don't think Dominic is in there, the chat right now, so I guess we'll take it on to Jaden. Jaden, what's that? I can see you dropping 2 fast laps in succession. Is that a message to Dominic Charles? I don't see Jaden there either, actually. So it seems as though they both left the chat. Alright, but definitely those 2 and the way they... Hold on, let me check something real quick. Yeah, they're both not there, but the way in which they fought this race coming down to the end here was crazy. I suggest you guys go watch that back. But thanks a lot, guys, for coming out tonight. No words from Dominic Charles, no words from Jaden Harrison. They might be in their own Discord chat for the end of this one. They were in here earlier, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, there we go. Another beautiful event here at the GT3 Championship, the Caribbean GT3 Championship. Congratulations to Jaden Harrison, Dominic Charles there in this one. Great racing from Jaden Harrison. Dominic Charles, though, did manage to respond with the fastest time. Is it? Let me see. Yeah, the best lap. No, Jaden Harrison walks away with that one, 1:34.429. A response there to Dominic Charles saying, hey, in my own opinion, that, you know, this championship could have been mine, man. But anyway, thanks a lot, guys, for coming out tonight. I'll be stepping aside to end this stream. All right, ladies and gentlemen, now back to you. I'm going to end the stream now. Great racing, though, tonight. I should say it was really, really enjoyable for me. A lot of incidents around here, though, at Misano World Circuit. But I got to say, it was quite worth it in some aspect of the terms. I really enjoyed that one, for sure. Next weekend, we head to the penultimate event here in this championship. We're heading to Japan. We're heading to Suzuka. So be prepared for that one. I just want to say thanks a lot to our partners, Proper Prince, Mango Motorsports, TSW Sims, Subbies Sandwiches, Reboot Labs, Darthan Investments, and the Guyana Esports Federation. Thanks a lot for joining us tonight. See you in the next one.
It's no mystery, and you and I, we got history, yeah. Wherever love flows, there is also tragedy when we're in too deep, and you and I, we got history, yeah. Go look in the mirror, say, hey, I'm sorry for all the pain. I'm sorry for all the pain. Go look in the mirror, say, hey, I'm sorry for all the pain. I'm sorry for all the pain. Go look in the mirror, say, hey, I'm sorry for all the pain. a symphony. And you and I, we got history, yeah, yeah. And when you're alone, do you say my name?